Hello, my friends. Welcome to Porter's Place, the day after Super Bowl 59, where the Philadelphia Eagles got it done in the Big Easy, taking down the Kansas City Chiefs, a Chiefs team that was trying to win a historic third straight Super Bowl. The man of the hour, Jalen Hurts, for the Philadelphia Eagles. Many people question whether or not he himself, with his arm, could lead the Eagles to the win or the upset win over the Chiefs, and he did. Not only did he use his arm, but he also used his legs through the air, 17 of 22, 222 yards, 2 passing TDs. He rushed for 72 yards, had 1 rushing touchdown. He led all rushers in the ball game as he would be your Super Bowl MVP. Let's bring in our Super Bowl MVP, James Coleman, a guy who is well-traveled back from the Big Easy. James, so good to see you. James, first and foremost, how was your trip?
Oh, man, it was great, man. I met so many people, got a lot of work done, man. Going to have a lot of content on their media group just covering the Super Bowl and getting to ask athletes the questions. I like it. As a former football player, asking them questions from a different perspective is always fun.
What did you enjoy most?
You're going to hate me for this, but there's gifting suites that they have for media. And there was I went to the Jordan gifting suite, and I came up with 3 pairs of Jordans, a couple fits, and some other kind of cool stuff. So I have the Jordan, 2 pairs of Jordan 4s, and a pair of the Jordan 11 Concords.
I heard you say I, we, us, one team, our brother from another mother. You brought me nothing.
My bad. I'll get your shoe size next time, brother.
All right, James, let's talk about Super Bowl 59, a game in which many thought Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs would win a historic third straight Super Bowl. It did not happen. Talk about the performance of first Jalen Hurts. Before we get to the Eagles defense, let's start with Hurts because I felt like heading into this game, James, folks were treating this dude as if he is not one of the best young signal callers in the NFL.
Well, part of the problem is the personality and where he got picked up at. He was a mid-round pick. He was, again, taken away from Alabama to be replaced. Went to Oklahoma, took him to a playoff, but he was never really – that stigma was still on him. He didn't have that Saban rehabilitation program thing on him. But once he went to Philly, they were able to utilize his skill set, and it's perfect. And there are things that they have that are built-in cheat codes, like the brotherly shove, getting to Saquon Barkley. But what he did, talking about his performance, was – he wouldn't have been my MVP choice, but he did what you needed to win. He played good football. He did not turn the ball over in bad situations. He did have a turnover, but 15 for 22, if I remember correctly,
17
is about right where you want to be. Right where you want to be at.
James, what I loved about Nick Sirianni in this ball game, that in that opening quarter, they wasted no time getting Hurts involved, no time when the Chiefs would blitz throwing the ball down the field.
One of the things that I was looking at before the game to do some player props was that if you looked at Jalen Hurts in the playoffs and even toward the end of the season, he had no less than 9 carries a game, which is a lot. So when you have that, it forces a defense to have to adjust to that. So how do you run blitz? But when you run blitz and you have a guy with a good arm and some good wide receivers, he's able to throw it on the run. He also has a guy who could have been an MVP in his own right, is Saquon Barkley at running back. You made the defense have to think. And what he did again, taking what they gave him, nothing's open, getting his legs, using your legs early. That's just good football. Understanding who you are. And Chris, I talk about it every week. One of the keys to life is getting good time of possession is important. If he's moving the ball, he's able to keep it in his hands, which means you're keeping your defense off the field, and you're putting pressure on the other team. It's a physical brand of ball that he plays with the ability to throw it down the field and to take away those precious minutes.
James, you know what I could not understand about these so-called experts as the regular season went on. This team, I think they only lost 3 games during the regular season. Jalen Hurts has won every year that he's been to the starter ball. The first time the Eagles went to the Super Bowl, if it weren't for a turnover late, they could have beat the Chiefs the first go around. It's about this thing about I was hearing so many of them say, well, if they're going to win, meaning the Eagles, they're going to have to give a heavy dose of Saquon Barkley, and then Jalen Hurts is going to be effective, have to be effective in key moments. What we saw last night, James, was not only Jalen Hurts reminding us why he's one of the best young signal callers in the NFL, but also his coach proved early on that when they went for that fourth down, when it was that offensive pass interference, which was a bogus call, that he, without question, has total faith in Hurts.
I mean, that's really the key is that Jalen Hurts can't – Jalen Hurts, they're trying to make it seem like he has to win you the game, but the key thing is he didn't lose you the game. And, again, he got his legs actively involved, and his coach saw that, and what you got to do is you got to ride the hot hand. When your coach has faith in you, you go for it. Anytime you see guys go for it on fourth down early, you're good. And the crazy part in all of this, the Chiefs, being around the Chiefs, heck, I stayed in the Chiefs hotel. They had all the confidence going into the game. The Eagles didn't. Everybody expected them to lose and this to be an automatic three-peat. And so what they did was they went and punched them in the mouth, and they kept doing it. And that's embracing and embodying the city of Philadelphia. Very tough, very hard-nosed. Sirianni's a coach a very northeastern type guy, and that's kind of how Jalen went in there. And when you're as big as most running backs, and again, you have the arm, he is a weapon. He is today's quarterback. And I think that also goes into what you were just talking about. Patrick Mahomes is more of, oh, my God, he's got all the arm talent. He's going to do this. Yes, he's athletic, but he's not really trying to run. He's scrambling around, running around in circles, trying to throw it down the field. Nah, what Jalen Hurts represents, what Lamar Jackson represents, even Josh Allen, some of these other guys, they represent today's new age quarterback. And that's kind of still hard to digest. And when you're a guy like him, they're still trying to embrace that. But now he's got a Super Bowl championship and he's got an MVP. So you better put some respect on that man's name.
No doubt about it. Put some respect on his name. You better put some respect on Nick Sirianni's name. I know when this team started the season 2-2, he shaved his head. A lot of people were talking trash. Fire him, fire him. Don't know how because no coach has won more games than he has since he's become the head coach of the Eagles. I think this team's 16-1 since Sirianni shaved his head. Now let's talk about the defense. Opening possession. First possession for the Kansas City Chiefs, this defense set the tone. They got after Patrick Mahomes, sacking him 6 times, James.
It's things, again, I give the free game on the show all the time. Football is simple and is made complicated by people by pencil necks who never played it. Good running game, good defense, whether you're in I-9, Pop Warner, in a college or NFL is going to win you a lot of games. And go back and look now. I'm gonna pick on us for a little bit. There's a guy we ran out of here. It's a guy we ran out of here. It's a pretty good friend of mine. My last name Caldwell's an assistant GM, and I always pick on him. I was like, dang, how many Georgia Bulldogs are y'all going to draft? And he says, as many that keep winning me championships. So when you look at that roster, you got Georgia, you got Bama, they got some white chocolate in there with that exciting white over there, Dijon. They got a Florida State guy over there in Swift. They got some cats that have played in big situations. You got a Gator and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. They went out there, got some playmakers. They didn't overthink the situation or the process. But on that D line, you got some monsters. You got Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter. You got Sweat that are going in there, and they were just terrorizing and folding the offensive line. These guys didn't even have to blitz because they got so much pressure with those 4. Now, I'm going to go back, and that's a Tom Coughlin move of what he did with the Giants. You invest in that D-line because trench warfare is real when it comes to the NFL. And you're able to get pressure with the 4 guys, you're going to make it tough to throw the ball on. Again, and you got linebackers roaming, and you got tons of talent there. And they just really put that pressure on Patrick Mahomes, and they did something that he doesn't do often. They forced him to make a mistake. They literally took the blueprint that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had when they beat KC a few years ago, and they just effectively ran it even more.
You know, James, the thing that was so funny to me, people are calling this win, this dominating performance, an upset of the Chiefs. And I don't know how, because when you look at the Philadelphia Eagles, top to bottom, they have the best roster in the NFL. And here's the scary part, James. You were just talking about some of those talented guys that they have on that team, a lot of them from Georgia. They call Philly Athens North. But this team, if it can stay healthy, this team could put together a run and possibly build a dynasty, in the city of brotherly love.
Definitely. The only way you can effectively kind of hurt this team is what hasn't been done to Kansas City. And you'll see a change next year. Is you have to go and you have to pick apart the coaching staff. Consistency will get you there. That's really KC's magic sauce right there. They've had the same staff and the guys don't go anywhere. But obviously, some people are going to want to poach his OC, the DC, and then those guys are no players that understand their system, so they're going to naturally go and take guys as they continue to progress and grow with that. But you just said it right. Understanding what you're looking for, a specific type of offensive lineman, a specific type of defensive lineman, a body type, a guy that embodies what it is that you want, and you just keep reloading instead of just replacing. So I think that's kind of where it comes down to. But again, they find a specific type of player. They find the guys that are gritty and strong and just want to bully and embody what the city is. I mean, the crazy thing is to call this an upset for a team with the amount of wins that Philly had. Again, they had the better team top to bottom. Now, I'll say, better talented roster top to bottom.
Right.
KC might have had the better overall team, and that's really what won them a lot of close games. But for the most part, Philly can just go out there and they're going to overwhelm you with talent.
Leading up to the Super Bowl, again, a lot of the talk was about Jalen Hurts and him not putting up sexy numbers. But bottom line, he won games, which I always take. You can throw the sexy numbers in the trash. I'll take the W's all day. This is the first team to have a Super Bowl rematch and indeed get revenge. We've seen him play in 2 Super Bowls. He's balled in both Super Bowls. James, is it now time to put to bed that Jalen Hurts is not one of the top quarterbacks young quarterbacks in the NFL? And 2, is it time to put to bed his ability to rise up when it matters most and say, as you said, put some respect on the guy's name?
Oh, without a doubt. Again, he's shown that he can do everything. He's still a young quarterback. And when you look at where he ranks, I think he's like 5th right now, all-time quarterbacks for the Eagles. And when it's all said and done, he probably will crush all those records and more than likely go to another Super Bowl. Obviously, it's very difficult to get to 1, let alone 2. But you can see the progression going on there. And I think if we can anoint Aaron Rodgers as one of the best, and he's 1 for 1, there's no reason why you shouldn't be able to go and say that this young man is going to be able to do that. And the sky's the limit. He's a young quarterback. Still with a contract that's going to give you a few more years. It's all about can you afford him toward the end, but he's got some young talent at wide receiver that is going to be able to grow with. And that running back's probably got another 3 years left with tread on that tire. So they've got a window, but in NFL years, that's a long window that they can keep doing it, especially with that defense being as talented as they are. They'll probably lose a couple pieces in free agency. Josh Sweat, I believe, is a free agent. You win a Super Bowl. You go get your money. You got what you achieved and go get paid. And I think they go try to replace him with another pass rusher. There is a lot of things that they can be able to do, but there's a dog in the Midwest as well. In Detroit that they're going to have to go through. So the cool thing is for the next few years, you're going to see some epic battles in the AFC and the AFC and the NFC, and that's what's going to actually take the NFL to that next level. A sport that everybody was saying should be going downhill continues to become more and more exciting the more you watch it.
2 of the best moments for me during last night's game. 1, seeing Jalen Hurts ball out. 2, the embrace that him and his father had after the ball game. They both shed tears. We know that his father is a football coach, someone that he is very, very close to. And, big ups to his character. This guy has shown, they say in the face of adversity is an opportunity to lead. And during adversity, you see someone's true character. Go back to when he was at Alabama, the national championship game against the Georgia Bulldogs. He gets benched by Nick Saban. Tua comes in. He throws that touchdown pass on that broken coverage. Alabama wins the national championship. He did not complain. He did not just jump and leave. Then he came back the next year, relieved Tua in the SEC championship game against Georgia, won that game. Then he went on to Oklahoma, was a Heisman finalist. Then he went on to Philadelphia. And despite all the heat that he's taken in the city of brotherly love, and we know that's one of the toughest media markets in the NFL, for him to put it all together and get it done, congratulations to him. And James, as we get ready to wrap it up, I just want to let you know that I brag so much about the love that we have for one another, our bond, but you got some serious making up to do because you got all that gear, and here I am wearing some old shoes that I've had forever. I ain't feeling that, James.
I apologize, man. I would do better next time, man. But again, Free Shoes University is my alma mater. So when we get an opportunity to get some free Nikes, man, I got to jump on it.
James Coleman.
My son is mad at me too, if that makes you feel
He should be. He should be. Think about others, my guy. James Coleman, fresh back from the Big Easy, where the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22. Jalen Hurts, the MVP. James, always good to see you. And am I going to see you this Sunday on Sports Final, or are you out of town again?
I'll be in Houston, Domo National 7-on-7. We got to try to bring that championship back here to Jacksonville.
And can I get more hashtag team sideline photos than I got in the Big Easy? How hard is it? Save it. Save it, James.
I apologize.
Come on, my guy.
I know Bryson Wright and Samari and Wingo are going to make some plays, and my boy Turn Up is going to turn up. And I'm going to make sure when they do it, we're going to hashtag team sideline, and we're going to do it for the Bengals.
So turn it up on the phone, James. James Coleman, get you some rest. I love you, my guy. Thank you for joining us. So that wraps it up for Porter's Place. Again, the Philadelphia Eagles are the world champions. They got revenge, knocking out the Chiefs 40-22. I'll see you here the next time.